Hey, Glovelies, and welcome back to Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
And this week we are going to pivot a little bit and we're going to yap a little bit about one of my personal favorite topics, Miss Taylor Allison Swift. I'm sorry, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. She has an honorary PhD from NYU. I know this might not be the most popular topic across the board, but we do have a lot of fun stuff lined up to talk about that ties into baseball. So stick around. And as always, if there's anything that you guys want us to talk about on the podcast, be sure to leave it in the comments and follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And turn on your post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes every Wednesday. All right, so let's kick things off, as always, with our Pookies of the Week. Melissa, do you want to kick things off? Who's your Pookie of the Week?
Sure. My Pookie this week is the newly hired manager of the Baltimore Orioles, Craig Albernaz. Craig most recently served as the Cleveland Guardians associate manager, but before that, he was bullpen and catching coach for the San Francisco Giants. He served as a coach for several minor league teams, including the Durham Bulls, and he was also a minor league player for the Rays and the Tigers. As any responsible fan would be, when they announced that he had been hired, I was skeptical, but since then I've watched his press conference and I've watched a lot of his interviews, and I have to say I have a pretty good feeling about him. He seems humble enough to know that he doesn't know everything, so he's going to be relying on the people around him, as including, the vibe of the players to kind of help him get settled. And overall, he seems like he's going to be a really great leader for the clubhouse. I love that he's a family guy. His kids seem super cute. I'm looking forward to seeing them at Camden Yards next year.
For sure. Yeah, his daughter Gigi at the press conference when he did his first round of press with everybody in Baltimore. She was so cute.
It's so funny that when Rubenstein offered for her to come up, I was like, "Ooh, buddy, I don't know if you know what you're asking for right there." She's like, "No, the bike." It was so cute.
No. That was actually a good move because it shows how he interacts with his kids, and it shows his softer side. So it automatically kind of endears him to the public. So smart move.
Oh, yeah. And the fact that he's even willing to use 6'7", God, I was just like, good for you. But you stand that. But anyways, and also I freaking loved that they all his entire family had matching Orioles kicks on their feet. That was so cool. Love that. So I know I bashed the Red Sox a lot, but I am originally from Rhode Island. I don't know if you guys knew that, but I am originally from Rhode Island. So when I heard his accent, I immediately knew we had a Massachusetts guy. And when he starts dropping those R's and he's talking about how his favorite flavor of ice cream is coffee, I was like, oh, it reminds me of home and it makes me like him that much more. So welcome to the Orioles, Craig. I can't wait to see what you bring to the team next season.
Amazing. I love that. Welcome to Coach Albernaz, and I am very excited to see how you will shape the team. Hallie, who is your Pookie of the Week?
I actually have 3 Pookies this week.
Oh.
They are Olivia Benson, Meredith Grey, and Benjamin Button.
Period!
I also love cats very much. It is, I think, the number one most important thing Taylor Swift and I have in common is our love for our cat.
So yeah, for all of you out there who do not know, Taylor Swift has 3 cats. They are named Olivia Benson, after Mariska Hargitay's character from Law & Order SVU. Meredith Grey, obviously named after Ellen Pompeo's character from Grey's Anatomy. And then Benjamin Button, who she met and adopted on the set of the Me music video when she was promoting her album Lover.
Aw, cute.
So you were about to get smacked with a lot of Swiftie fun facts.
It's an educational episode again this week.
To be completely clear, I mostly know about the cats.
I know about everything else.
I'm going to be so ready for any type of trivia after these episodes.
Oh, really? Could you say you're ready for it?
Oh, I'm ready for it.
Perfect.
Oh, that joke. We'll never get
Courtney,
oh
who's your Pookie?
I think this comes as no surprise to anyone based on the theme of this episode, but my Pookie this week is Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. As I mentioned in the intro, she does have an honorary doctorate from NYU, and the speech that she made when she was giving the commencement address, when she was awarded her honorary doctorate, actually included some of the lyrics from You're on Your Own, Kid. I don't know if you guys know that, but fun fact. And I think she does a great job of encouraging people to use their pain and the things that they've gone through in life to make them stronger. And I think she's a really great role model. She's a great philanthropist. During the Eras Tour, she stimulated the local economy of every city and town that she visited. She also gives back she made donations to local food banks at all of her Eras Tour stops. She gave extra bonuses to all of the drivers that were taking all of her stuff around the United States for the Eras Tour. She gave all of those drivers over $100,000 bonus. So she's a very generous person. I know that she is in the public eye quite a bit, and there's a lot of fans that have a lot of expectations of her, but she does go out of her way to visit children's hospitals. She goes out of her way to promote kindness wherever she can. And for those reasons and many others, she is my Pookie this week and every week, honestly. I love you, Taylor Swift.
Every week. Taylor Swift and Ryan O'Hearn for Courtney.
Taylor Swift, Ryan O'Hearn. Oh my gosh. Okay, Glovelies, we want to hear from you. Who is your Pookie of the week this week? Be sure to let us know in the comments and be sure to tag your Pookie if you can. All right, moving on, Glovelies. Let's dive into some Swiftie culture. So what are your personal thoughts and opinions about Taylor Swift? Feel free to give me whatever you got.
Well, as a little dweeb figure skater, when I was a cutie pie little child, my favorite song that I got to have choreography to was Teardrop on My Guitar. So that is a very special memory for me. I loved figure skating so much, and I felt like a true diva skating to that song. Let me tell you.
I love that.
Just absolute diva doing half flips and waltz jumps. Not even but you could not tell me I was not.
I
was not Michelle Kwan.
I will be completely honest. I have listened to more Taylor Swift in the last 2 days than I have in my entire life to prep for this episode. I was more of I know the mainstream songs. I know the ones that come up frequently.
The blank spaces and the shake it offs.
I know those. And I was younger then and more in the pop scene then. Now I'm more of an indie person. So it's more of if it's in a reel for a book on Bookstagram, that's when I'm usually picking up on it now. So I do have lots of her music on my book playlist, but it is not like the pop bangers that you would typically pick for walk-up songs. So I did have to do a little bit of research today. And then even after my research, I still went with some mainstream songs. But yeah, I will say I have a 12-year-old girl. So Taylor Swift is not her favorite, but when she goes to camp, everyone listens to Taylor Swift. She knows all of her music because of camp. They listen to it in the cabin when they're getting ready at night or when they're going to camp dances. And I even watched the Eras Tour on the big screen in their theater last year.
Oh, yeah, that's so cute.
They had a little party. They were all dressed up and they were all singing and dancing and screaming the lyrics. I was like, oh my God, I'd hate to be the counselors right now. But anyways,
another big Swiftie thing about me is the friendship bracelets. Whenever I go to baseball games, I take a massive carabiner full of friendship bracelets with me. And I think at Steinbrenner Field, I was known as Bracelet Girl last season. So,
oh, absolutely, you were.
They're here she comes again.
Yeah, well, that's how I made friends with Rob Long and Anthony Sanders. Was that I gave them friendship bracelets. And the second series that we went to in July this year, I took an entire carabiner with personalized ones for everybody that was on the roster, including the coaching staff and everybody. I had their names, their numbers, and then they were all coordinated with the Orioles colors. So promoting the team spirit is definitely something that's important to me. And I feel like through the Eras Tour, that was a huge thing that became more of a social connection for a lot of Swifties. Mm-hmm. So it seemed I had a bunch of beads left over. So it seemed just kind of a thing that made sense for me to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. A natural progression.
Yeah. Another thing that a lot of people probably don't know is that Taylor Swift got her start when she was younger, 11, 12 years old. She got her start singing the national anthem at baseball games.
I did know that. I did.
Yeah. Yep. So before she moved to Nashville and got signed by RCA Records, she was singing the national anthem at baseball and sporting events. So she's got ties to the game. Obviously, she's got a few more ties to football now. But I do think that baseball and Taylor Swift do kind of go hand in hand. So I'm excited to get to this top 5. So are you guys ready?
Oh, yeah. I'm ready for it.
Oh, perfect. Let's do it. So, Lovelies, this week's top 5 is going to be the top 5 Taylor Swift songs that we think would slap as walk-up songs. Now, we're going to do this a little bit differently. Hallie and Melissa are going to reveal their top fives first. And then I actually didn't do a top five. What I did was I went through each of Taylor Swift's albums and I chose one song per album that I thought would slap the most as a walk-up song. In true Swiftie fashion, I had to be super extra with it. Melissa, Hallie, I'll let you guys start. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. My number 5 is probably not one somebody would think is a walk-up song, but I will say when I listened to it a couple more times today, I was like, I think I would actually go for that for certain reasons. And it's Bad Blood.
Okay.
I will just say it's because it says a couple things. It's like, don't me. I feel like it also gets you in this mindset. Like you can rein in your emotions listening to that song and get ready to knock the shit out of the ball over the wall. It's very recognizable, obviously. I think what we talked about in our walk-up song episode, it's good if the song's recognizable and everyone can, sing along with it. And I feel like it would be really good for divisional matchups. Like it's and you know what? It reminded me a lot of Jeff Hoffman and that little chip he's got in the shoulder with us in the Orioles when he blew us the kiss across the lookout over there. I was like,
yeah, that's Bad Blood right there.
It is Bad Blood. I was like, kind of works.
I like it.
Hallie, what's your number 5?
My number 5 is kind of a sleeper of the walk-up songs of Taylor Swift, and I believe it is Lavender Haze.
Okay, especially that bit at the right at the beginning,
where it's kind of bouncing, kind of like, whoa. Sorry, don't want to go too far, otherwise she'll get us for copyright.
I was going to say, ASCAP's going to come for you. Taylor Swift is
gonna
going to come for you. Tree Payne is going to come for you. For those of you out there in podcast land who don't know who Tree Payne is, she is the redhead that is always seen walking with Taylor Swift whenever she's seen in public. It's her publicist.
More fun facts. Educational. Love it.
All right, Melissa, what is your number 4, Melissa?
My number 4 was Endgame. I think as we've established in the walk-up song episode, I appreciate the songs that have a good bass drop.
Okay.
I feel like this one has a really good bass drop. And I also feel like the title speaks for itself. Hey, I'm Endgame right here. And also, if you are a badass with a big reputation like Aaron Judge or Shohei Ohtani, I feel like that song is perfect for them.
Yeah, definitely. I think specifically the bit where she's going big reputation.
Yes.
Big reputation. Yeah.
Yes. I was
I
like,
love it.
Yeah.
All right, Hallie, what's your number 4?
My number 4 is Mr. Perfectly Fine, one of the vault tracks off of Fearless.
Okay.
And I would want it to start with the bridge.
Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Mhm.
I support it.
I support that.
Thank you.
I support it. All right, Melissa, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is, again, this one is of course very recognizable. This is one I have picked because in the playlist of my life, it's one of my favorites and it's important to me, and it's Blank Space. It's not like something you would think of for a walk-up song, but again, it's very recognizable. I feel like everyone would be singing that when you walk up to the plate. And
Travis Kelce would be singing it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And
that's his favorite Taylor Swift song.
Oh yeah, I mean, as it should be, because I personally think it's like the best one. But
yeah,
I would like it to start at the part where she says, "Boys only want love if it's torture," and then go on from there, because I just feel like that's like my favorite part of the song. So, and as a baseball player, walking up to that part of the song as a Silly Goose player, that would be kind of hilarious. That's my number.
Sorry,
3.
I'm roasting.
Don't worry, there's another Taylor Swift shirt under her Taylor Swift shirt.
I just had 3.
God, I love it.
Remember when, in addition to the sweatshirt, you also had a sweater, the Midnight's cardigan on?
You mean 45 seconds ago? Yes, I do remember.
For the record, Courtney was in fact wearing 3 layers of Taylor Swift merch on top.
And also my 1989 Taylor's version sunglasses.
I was about to say, I feel like you are tailored. You're tailored up over here.
To the gills.
So right behind me, this piece of artwork is a track listing for original 1989 that my sister gave me for Christmas. And it usually hangs to my right, but I prominently displayed it in the background right behind my head so that I'd be fully tailored out for this episode.
But I love it. She is committed.
Oh, I tailored my appearance.
Boom.
Yes. Yes, I did.
Hallie, what's your number 3?
My number 3 is Me off of Lover.
I almost picked Me. I almost
Okay.
did.
I think it's just like a very silly song. It's nice. It's very boppable. Is it the best on Lover? Who is to say? Did you play for the Eras Tour, Courtney? Do you remember Me on the track list?
No.
Well, it was on the track list in my heart. Me is my number 3.
Good. I love that you love it.
I don't even like it that much. I just think it's fun.
Well, like I said, that's where she, the music video for Me is when she adopted Benjamin Button.
Exactly. And when you brought that up, I'm like,
You're like,
little
okay.
do you know, we're going to revisit that.
It's affirming.
You're like, it's the right choice. It was the right choice in song.
Yeah, the universe
See?
confirming.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Okay, Melissa, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Ready for It. And again, it's one of those, everyone's going to know it. Everyone's going to be singing it. I think that one's great.
Yeah, for sure. I specifically just like how we're able to insert it so easily as a pun in this episode.
Yeah. I feel like it's one of those ongoing jokes. One of those ongoing jokes that we have, along as Courtney saying, I'm going to derail this conversation for a minute.
That's the running theme with this podcast is me just derailing. But I have to start by saying, I don't mean to derail this conversation, even though I absolutely do.
Yes.
Anyway, Hallie, what's your number 2?
My number 2 is Sparks Fly, and you start at the chorus.
Ooh, drop
everything now
Mm.
because it's time to watch me bat, baby.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You're gonna watch me drop my bat as I run around the bases.
Even better if it's raining.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
All right. Melissa, do you have, I was gonna say, I think you have some honorable mentions before we get to your number 1.
I do have a couple of honorable mentions. One of them is Gorgeous. So I would say, just to be honest though, that word itself is one of those, you know how people have words that you just do not like a lot of people like moist, and Gorgeous is actually one of those words for me. I don't know why. It just feels like a fake compliment to me. However, I appreciate that what the meaning is the song is, and I think it's catchy as shit, and it made me think of Ernie Clement and his pretty eyes. So I was like, oh, I'll pick that one. And then my other one is one of my favorites from way back in the day. I really like the intro for the song, and it's Haunted.
Okay.
It just always reminds me of that one episode of True Blood when Jessica and Jason start banging in the back of his truck. So I had to pick that one as an honorable mention.
Okay, period. Oh my God. Yes, but you're right. Like the violin intro with like the hard electric guitar at the beginning of Haunted.
Yes.
I love it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. So I can
Okay.
picture like walking up to the plate to that. So I was like, I'm going to pick Haunted as an honorable mention. But my number 1 is definitely Don't Blame Me. Again, that one has like the best bass drop. It's from my book playlist. Again, another one of my requirements. That one is actually my inject that song in my veins, if I could, song. And it really, like, just the vibe of it makes me want to strut out to home plate, do a body roll, and drop it like it's hot, or in my case, tepid, because I'm older and I really can't drop it like it's hot
Drop it like it's tepid.
Drop it like it's tepid. And I, just like at home plate, just like, like when you get to that one part where she starts singing Don't Blame Me. Oh, I love it.
Oh my God, so good. Okay, Hallie, do you have any honorable mentions, or are you just ready to go into your number 1?
My number 1 is when you think of Taylor Swift, probably not the first song you think of, but it is my favorite that she has ever written, and that is This Is What You Came For,
Okay.
which is she sold to Rihanna, and she did her vocals were cut for backup.
And that's a fun fact.
Fun facts.
I really like that choice, and you're right, it is a very unexpected choice, but I love that you chose it as your number 1 because it is kind of a fun fact that not a lot of people know that Taylor Swift wrote that song. So, okay.
It's a great song. It's perfect for baseball.
Honestly, Hallie, I'm shocked that you didn't say McCavity from Cats.
You're so real for that.
I know. For those of you who don't know, Taylor Swift was in the remake of like the film version of Cats from 2019 with Tom Hooper. Yes, she was.
Yes, she played a cat named Bombalurina. And if you wouldn't mind, I would love to take it over because
please.
Something that I'm not sure the audience is aware of. I love musicals more than just about anything on this earth. And the musicals I love the most, like some of my top most favorite musicals are Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals, but also Also, please don't judge me for this because some of my least favorite musicals are also Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals. This man has no consistency. Cats is a musical very special and dear to my heart. It is a book of poems written by T.S. Eliot, and Andrew Lloyd Webber in the 80s adapted them into a musical, and it's about like nothing really in particular. The movie tried to convince us that it's about like the cats are trying to like decide who's gonna die and be reborn because cats have 9 lives. That's not really what the musical is about. The musical is just like vibes and dancing and cool songs that were written in a what I can only assume was a cocaine-induced haze.
Nice.
So in the production of the movie, just to get back to the real topic at hand, in the rehearsal process, there was something called Cat School, where all of the performers and actors had to go to special like improv acting classes, movement classes to move more like cats. And everyone else, like it was like a 1-day like intensive for most people. And Taylor Swift went for I think like 3 weeks because she was having so much fun.
I think she said she went for 2 months.
Okay, yeah. I knew it was like much longer than everyone. And she kept going because she was having so much fun playing kitty cat.
Her job. Also, the talent in this movie, the cast is absolutely stacked in this movie.
It's insane.
I have a quick question though. I have to know which Andrew Lloyd Webber ones you don't like.
I hate his take on The Wizard of Oz.
Okay.
I do not care for his bad Cinderella. I think that is his worst work to date. I think School of Rock is just okay. The movie is not as good, if not better. It's not as good as the movie with Jack Black.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, but also like
I just want to make sure Phantom of the Opera is on your list.
Oh, Phantom of the Opera is top of my list. I love that musical. I love that musical. I love the book.
No. That is not
also pretty low on my list.
That is not top of your list. Tell everyone what the top of your list is.
My number 1 favorite Andrew Lloyd Webber musical is Starlight Express.
That is your number 1 favorite musical.
Yeah.
Not just Andrew Lloyd Webber musicals. That is your favorite musical, period.
Yeah. I do love, Starlight Express is my number 1 favorite musical of all time. And I'm not ashamed about that. I think it's perfect. And a fun fact about that musical, everybody sings on roller skate.
Ooh, I like.
It's about trains that
It is. All right, so now that you guys have done your top 5s, I am going to do my 1 per album, and I am going to go chronologically in order from her debut album, Taylor Swift, and my choice for that is going to be Picture to Burn.
Great choice.
I think that's got the best beat for a walk-up song. It's also got the right kind of attitude. So Taylor Swift's debut album, colloquially amongst Swifties referred to as debut. The pick is going to be Picture to Burn. And moving ahead to Fearless, my pick is going to be the song Change. And I think that that's got a really great guitar riff that kind of kicks it off, really kicks it into high gear at like right out the gate. And then the chorus actually does a really great job of kind of like hyping you up for, you might have not had a great at bat, but you've got another one coming up and things might change for you right now. So take advantage of the moment. Going right on to Speak Now. My pick for Speak Now is The Story of Us. Another really recognizable guitar melody that goes along with it. I feel like the stakes are really high in that song, and it's sort of like another like grab onto the moment and let's make sure we don't waste it. So that's my pick for Speak Now.
Mm-hmm.
Red is the only album that I legitimately had a tie, which was crazy to me because it's not my favorite album. And when I say that, I mean that factually it is not the album that is my favorite. So my tie for Red is between I Knew You Were Trouble and 22. I Knew You Were Trouble. I just feel like for someone that kind of has sort of like the instigator attitude, I feel like that's a really great option for them walking up to bat. But I only think you should have the walk-up song 22 if your number is 22.
I was going to say, it would not make sense if your number is not 22.
Yes. Exactly.
Or
so,
if you're not 22 years old.
Yeah, that too. Mm-hmm. So you either have to be 22 years old or you have to be number 22. So
agree.
I just had to shout that one out. Number? I think so.
There you go, Jim Palmer. That's your song.
There you go, Jim Palmer. There's your song. For 1989, which is my favorite Taylor Swift album. I have mentioned this before. I said that if I had my own walk-up song, obviously it would need to come from my favorite album. And I think my walk-up song, although it's not my favorite Taylor Swift song, my walk-up song would be Style. And I think that's just got a really great beat. It just kind of ramps you up in the right way. And it's high energy. And I think that it would get me in the right mindset to hit a dinger. That's just me. Reputation. Melissa, I noticed that a lot of your picks were from the album Reputation.
And honestly, there could have been more. Like I was bumping songs off the list, but most of them came from Reputation.
Yeah, I think that is the album with the most walk-up song potential. I think maybe New Year's Day, which is it's like a piano acoustic song.
New Year's Day.
I think that is maybe one of the only songs that doesn't have like the high energy, but I think that the most walk-up songs that I was kind of thinking of came from Reputation. But out of all of those, I think the one that I would go with off of Reputation is Ready for It. The bit leading up into the bridge, it just kind of like it scratches the itch in just the right way. Like the syncopation from the drum machine, like whatever crack or like drug Taylor Swift injected into that song, put it in me, please.
Put it in me, please. One would drop it like it's hot.
You heard it. She wants you to put it in her.
Oh my God.
Put your music in me.
Y'all are crazy. Reputation, a lot of my favorite songs have come off of Reputation. Call It What You Want is another one of my favorite songs. But
we don't want to put that idea in the ref's head.
I mean,
good call.
That is.
Do not call it.
Don't call it what you want. Call it as it is. Call it correctly, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right down the middle. Call it what it is.
Yeah. So moving on to her album Lover, I chose Death by a Thousand Cuts, but specifically the bridge. I do really like the chorus to that song, and I think that the constant piano melody is really great and it drives the song really well. But I think the breakdown of the bridge just, again, it scratches the itch for me. I think a close second for Lover would probably be Cruel Summer. And then moving into her indie albums. So Melissa, if you like indie music, I would definitely recommend Folklore and Evermore.
I have a lot of Folklore, actually.
Those are my two favorite albums.
Yeah.
It's true. I also kind of feel like they're the albums that had the least kind of song, the least walk-up song potential. Although I did still choose one from each. So for Folklore, I chose August. There is an edited version of August that has more of like a sweeping orchestral behind it rather than the simpler melodies that actually exist on the actual master recording. But I think that I would go with like the sweeping orchestral arrangement of August. Just makes it feel more high stakes for me. And then for Evermore, I think Gold Rush, it just has a lot of potential for matching up with someone's name, the team colors. I just feel like that is kind of like a song that feels like you're taking in a breath, which is kind of what Walking Up to Bat feels like. So August and Gold Rush for Folklore and Evermore. Moving into the Midnights era, I did go with Karma. I feel like there were a lot of great songs that could have come off of Midnights as walk-up songs. Antihero and Vigilante Shit were probably my honorable mentions for Midnights, but Karma is like my big one. Moving into the Tortured Poets department, again, a lot like Folklore and Evermore, this is very sad girl Taylor music, but her song I Can Do It With a Broken Heart, I feel like that is the kind of thing that can get you through any sort of a low moment. And it's got a great beat, even though the lyrics are super depressing. It's one of those things where you can kind of keep pushing forward with a smile on your face, even if everything inside is the complete opposite. So I definitely feel like that's probably the standout for me from Tortured Poets department. And then finally, from her newest album, The Life of a Showgirl, I chose Father Figure, which actually samples Father Figure by George Michael. Fun fact. And I just feel like the chorus has a lot of BDE or big dick energy for those of you who are not aware. She even at one, like the lyrics talk about, like she says, my dick's bigger. In the edited version, she says my check's bigger, which honestly is a little bit more of a slay. I don't know. But there is a line, and this is genuinely how we feel about a lot of our favorite players and a lot of our favorite teams. There's a lyric where she says, I protect the family. And I feel like anytime anyone tries to talk shit about any of our favorite players, our favorite teams, you know what? The Orioles 2025 season may have been a dumpster fire, but it was our dumpster fire.
It's our dumpster fire. Those are our boys.
So,
don't talk shit about our boys.
Exactly. I protect the family. Jeremiah Jackson, get behind me. So for that reason, father figure is my last choice for the life of a showgirl. So there you have it. Those are my picks for all 12 of Taylor Swift's current albums.
Solid choices, Courtney.
Thank you so much.
Love it. I'm sure Taylor would be proud.
I hope so. I'm going to tag her in this and hopefully she sees it because
and
she looks at everything on the internet.
As you come up with more songs, keep that in mind. We're looking for walk-up songs for our favorite players.
Yeah.
I'm
waiting for Travis Kelce to turn the Fate of Ophelia dance into a touchdown dance.
Ooh, yeah. That'd be nice.
Yeah. So, Glovelies, how do you think we did? Do you agree with our picks? What are your favorite Taylor Swift songs? What do you think would slap as a walk-up song? Let us know in the comments and let us know what you think about our choices. All right. And Glovelies, before we wrap up, as always, we are going to leave you with some recommended media for this week, brought to you by our very own Melissa over at No Regrets Reader. So take it away, Melissa.
Awesome. All right. So when we interviewed Kea Wancio for our episode last week, when we were talking with her, she informed Courtney and I that there is a baseball romance with a pop star, and the MMC is a catcher on the Orioles. So I immediately knew which book I was going to review for this episode. So here we go. The book that I read in one sitting, I bring you Heavy Hitter by Katie Cotugno. All right, so Jimmy Hodges is the catcher for the Baltimore Orioles. Go O's! Coming off a loss in New York against the Yankees when he meets Lacey Logan in a club. Lacey is the most popular pop star of the moment in town during her tour and enjoying a night off before she jumps to her next tour location. Jimmy doesn't believe that Lacey could possibly be attracted to him, but Lacey is fresh off a breakup and has always had a celebrity crush on Jimmy, so it's kind of convenient that she ran into him. So after a brief hookup in a dive bar bathroom, the two part ways, but can't seem to get each other out of their heads. So Lacey slides into Jimmy's DMs, and the two strike up a long-distance friendship, complete with texting, late-night calls, and even a little bit of phone action. So, of course, the longer they talk, the two catch feelings, and for Jimmy, it turns out that Lacey happens to be his good luck charm. The Orioles, at the time they meet, are kind of on a 2025 season trajectory, but they start to make a positive turn in September after 10-game winning streak, and they make the wild card game right after Jimmy and Lacey start talking.
Ooh.
I know, right? That's what we need. One of these players to find new love so that we can turn our streak around. Anyways, around the same time, Jimmy and Lacey decide it's time to take their relationship to the next level and see each other in person, which of course brings a media circus that immediately causes strife for the new couple. Chaos ensues, bringing everyone's favorite trope, miscommunication. I say that sarcastically. Miscommunication is the worst. But anyways, which of course threatens their relationship. The Orioles run in the off season, and eventually even Lacey's safety, which culminates in something else everyone always loves, I say sarcastically, a third act breakup. That will leave you very frustrated. But don't worry, it is a happily ever after, so don't let that deter you from reading the book. So like I said, I read it in one sitting last night. It's only 239 pages, so it's a fun, quick read. I gave it a solid 4 stars. I will say Lacey kind of got on my nerves a couple of times. I know fame comes with a need for secrecy and logistical planning when it comes to revealing developments in your personal life, and I know there's also a deep need for normalcy when you're in the public spotlight. But I think there were a couple times where she made some decisions that negatively affected Jimmy's career. And I think if you're going to have a successful relationship, there needs to be some give and take and a little bit more compromise. But I will say Jimmy also isn't completely faultless. He said some stupid stuff, and he also made a couple of selfish moves himself. So honestly, the third act breakup, when it comes, it's not that big of a surprise. Frankly, in real life, I don't even know if these two would have gotten back together and stayed together. So we'll take it for what it is. It's a fun pop star baseball romance with instant attraction and long distance vibes. Spice wise, I'd say it's about 2 chili peppers. You got a couple of scenes that are very tamely described, peppered in a couple of fade to black scenes. So it's enough to appease the people who need spice in their books without making it completely awkward for the people who lean more towards the closed door romances. So, Katie Cotugno, thank you for writing an Orioles romance. It really made my day. I know, it made my day that an Orioles team was called out in the book, and for giving us the perfect book to match with the theme of this episode.
Yes. Thank you, Katie. Shout out, Katie.
I was kind of wondering, I wonder if some of these players are based off of real players, but I couldn't figure it out.
Well, I mean, maybe if we can get in touch with Katie, we can have her on the podcast and we can talk to her about it.
I know.
Katie, if you're out there and you want to come on the podcast and chat with us, we would love to have you.
Yes, come talk Orioles with us.
Please. All right. Well, that sounds amazing. I love that recommendation. Again, I think it was perfect for this episode. And well, obviously, thank you, Melissa, for that recommendation. And thank you to Kay for that recommendation as
thank
well.
you to Kay.
Yes.
She fully made our night the other night when she told us about it. So
She really did. Okay. So Melissa, if any of our listeners want to talk to you about this recommendation or make recommendations of their own, where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram and Facebook at no_regrets_reader. Hit me up. I love the recommendations.
Fabulous. All right, Glovelies. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Glove Actually. Once again, thank you so much for listening. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and subscribe to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And make sure to turn on your post notifications to stay in the loop when we post new episodes. So before we sign off, ladies, what are we looking forward to the most in the world of baseball, or who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope everybody who is waiting to announce a brand new contract with a team has fun this week. I hope you get what you are worth, and I hope you have fun on your new team or the same team you've been on.
Love that. I know that when we were talking to Kay, we were talking about some of the Phillies players that are up for free agency, and obviously a lot of them are going to be possibly moved. So I know we've heard a lot about some of the Padres that might be moved. So it's all up in the air at this point.
It is. Every day I'm looking for updates. Every day.
Yep. It's not real until it's on the Instagram.
That's
It's
right.
true.
That is fair.
Okay, Melissa, who do you hope has fun this week?
I hope that this episode is going to be airing the day before Thanksgiving. So I hope everyone affiliated with the MLB and all of our listeners have a happy Thanksgiving, whatever your traditions may be. I hope everyone has an opportunity to spend quality time with their families, binge on some good food, get a head start on their holiday shopping. And then if you're anything like my family, partaking in the constant 24/7 viewing of holiday movies from now until New Year's. Yeah, send me good thoughts because I know for sure I'm going to be watching at least Elf, Home Alone, and How the Grinch Stole Christmas 3 times a day from now until New Year's.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's great. Once is enough for me, but it'll be.
You just got to get some Muppets Christmas Carol thrown in there for some.
We started
Yes.
that last year. I think they finally got into it last year. So thank
Good.
God
Teach
we'll be
them
able to
some
make it up.
culture.
Yes, little Rizzo the rat. I think he's so.
Light the lamp, not the rat.
Not the rat. No cheeses for us Mises.
Oh my God.
Who are
Courtney,
you? I'm Charles Dickens.
love it. Oh my God, Courtney, who do you hope has fun this week?
So this has absolutely nothing to do with baseball, but yesterday I got some really exciting news that one of my best friends of over 20 years has just given birth to a beautiful baby boy.
Yay, babies!
Exciting.
And she and her husband have been waiting to be parents for a very long time, and their little bundle of joy is finally here with us. So to my friends, Sandy and Chris, I hope you have a great week, and I hope you're finally getting some sleep with the new baby at home. Congratulations.
Yay.
And I love you guys so much. I am so over the moon for you.
That's exciting. Baby boys are the best. best. I
Oh,
love them.
yeah. All right. Well, this has been Glove Actually. I'm Courtney.
I'm Hallie.
And I'm Melissa.
And thank you so much for joining us today. Have a great week, Glovelies. And as always, be kind, keep it cute, and stay glovely.